Hey guys, this is Nefarious411 and welcome to episode 67 of my modded survival series. In the previous episodes, we were able to create this turbine, and as you can see, it's a little different than I left off with. I do have the entire set of the ludicrite blocks in here, which is really good, but you might also notice that the turbine is actually 2 blocks wider. I decided to make it a little bit longer. That way I can fit 80 of these turbine rotor fan blades in there. And I also wanted to just butt it up against the reactor itself. So let me actually show you kind of what I did back here real quick. If I can figure out a good way back there, let me just do it this way. Alright, so if you recall, I had some issues with keeping the steam level basically fast enough, and as you can see down here, I have a coolant port on both input and output right here. I don't want to break my turbine because this actually does take a long time to actually speed up, but I essentially have the opposite on the turbine as well. So the input is over here and the output is over here, and I went ahead and output all of the water back into the reactor, and that actually considerably helped with the amount of water that I use. So if I come down here and I take a look, I'm only down to 8 world interaction upgrades, as opposed to the 30 some that I had before. And whoa, I think it was because I flipped off the reactor for a little bit. Usually it's not this high. You can see that my yellorium burn rate is extremely low, but whenever we come over here, let me go ahead and engage these real quick, and you can see that for a little bit I have 28,000 RF per tick. The only reason it turned off is because I don't actually need that power right now, because my capacitor is fairly full, and because of the setup that I have over here with the power monitor, it's not actually pulling any of that power out. So this is actually a really good setup. If I run upstairs real quick, you'll be able to see my yellorium. And right there, I have about 35 stacks. It's been a couple of days, probably about 4 or 5 days since I last recorded. So you can see that I did burn through like 20 stacks of yellorium, even though this is only doing like 0.04 or something like that on waste. It's still eating a lot of yellorium, and I don't really want to deal with that. So in this episode, I am actually going to try some other ways of powering, or not powering, but providing steam to a turbine without using yellorium. So let me go ahead and clean up my inventory and plan the next step, and I'll be right back. Alright, so one of the other ways that I thought about powering the reactor, or the turbine without the reactor, I want to have some way of producing steam that is essentially renewable resource. Yellorium, I basically have to mine for yellorium. I could use bees, but that doesn't seem to be fast enough, and using all of those production upgrades, it is actually draining my power probably faster than I'm actually producing yellorium. So what I want to do, this is probably going to be a multi-part episode, so what I want to do is old school railcraft. So in railcraft, we have the ability to create these boiler tanks, and this is actually able to produce steam, but it can't be just the one. I am going to create a high pressure boiler, and as you can see here, it produces 20 millibuckets of steam per tick. So that means that we'll probably need about 3 of these full-size high pressure steam boiler, whatever they are, in order to fully power a steam turbine, because this takes about 2,000 millibuckets at the most. Obviously, whenever we're at full power, it's going to be around 2 to 500, but we do need to be able to bring the turbine up to speed. So in order to do that, to create the high pressure, we do need steel, unfortunately. And it looks like, well, there's Tinker Steel, which I don't know how to create. Block of steel from refined. I think that's just IC2, and I don't really want to get into any IC2 stuff right now. Yeah, that's kind of weird that is even Tinker's there. But in order to create the steel, I need to be able to create a blast furnace. So I have the IC2 blast furnace, which I do not want to get into, but I also have the Railcraft blast furnace. So this one requires a multi-block structure of 3x4x3. You probably have seen this before, so it's really, I don't know if you're going to enjoy it or not, but I thought it would be a fun kind of build because a lot of people are creating the reactors using just the reactor itself to power or fuel the turbine, but I thought it would be kind of fun to try something new. So what I want to do is go ahead and pop this guy into a wall. I figure this wall is as good as any. Might end up having to move it at some point in the future, but this should be fine. So here, does it have to be hollow? Yes, it does. I think it might have to be hollow for 2 of those blocks. Oops. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So it looks like I need about 10 more. And this will help me actually create the needed steel. So let me go ahead and fill this in. And you can see that it formed the multi-block structure whenever it has that little window right there. And here I should be able to start throwing in, let me clean that up a little bit, iron and coal coke, which I have 140. And if you remember from the beginning of the series, whenever I was building out all of the tracks, I needed that coke oven. And I might end up getting that again. And bringing it in here. It really depends on if I need any more of this coal coke, but let me go ahead and grab some iron. And right now I can only really do 1 stack because this is only holding the 1 stack, and we just have to sit here. Technically I guess I could have converted some of these into iron blocks. I might actually do that. I think it'll actually create a full block every time this runs through. Yeah, this is going to take a very, very long time. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, as soon as this burns all the way through, it looks like 2 coal coke per ingot, which that is going to be fairly pricey. And then once this burns through the 1, I'll go ahead and stick all of these blocks of iron in there. I could probably help this along by putting in a hopper chest. I wonder if this is bidirectional. So I might be able to use... I'm going to put this guy right there. Might be able to use a conduit. I don't know if this is bidirectional though. And I would have to create a filter. Maybe I have a filter in here, and yes I do. Let me go ahead and clear it out. And here, let me go ahead and put that. I guess take that out. And for the extract, I kind of only want it to extract steel. And then active without a signal. So now it's just a matter of waiting just to see if this will actually pull out. It obviously put the coal coke in there. So I might just go ahead and load that guy up and just make sure that that's fully supplied. I was hoping this would be a little bit faster. Let me go ahead and cut, and I'll be right back as soon as this is done. Alright, I am back, and it doesn't look like it's actually pulling from there, so that is kind of unfortunate. It might be sighted. I might be able to pull from the other bottom, but yeah, that's definitely not getting pulled out. Let me try grabbing it from the bottom and seeing if that'll work. And need quite a bit of this stuff. Do not need you connected. Thank you. Extract any. So if this is sighted, I might not have to use a filter. Ugh, that's going to be annoying. It's going to connect the entire way up. Don't want that, so let me go ahead and do this. There we go. Pipe this over. And bam. Did that pull out? Oh, wait. That might have been the problem. I didn't put this side in out. In out. Active without signal. Okay, that worked. All right, cool. So I guess I didn't need the sightedness of the tank, so I should be able just to grab all of these conduits back. Cool. So now it's really just a waiting game to see how long it'll actually take to get all of the steel ingots back. And I might try. I don't know if this will work or not. I don't know if this is actually a block. What is wrong with this terminal? This has been acting up quite a while. Oh, cool. I do have blocks of coal coke. Alright. So, let me grab all of that and grab all of you. Come over here and let's just convert all of this into blocks of coal coke, and that's going to probably be quite a bit more efficient. I do want to get this guy out of there. That way... I thought you could use iron blocks. Well, you can. It's just not wanting to do it from the conduit. So on the extract, I might end up having to put the filter on this side. Nope, that's the insert. Extract. Let me filter it to blocks of iron. Will that work? Really? It's going to do this for normal iron, but not... Or maybe it's not. For some reason... Oh, wait, this isn't in-out. Wow, this is one of those days, apparently. Alright, so that should work, right? Alright, cool. Alright, so now, let's try this again. Let's get all of the iron out. Alright, cool. And you should be able to do that, and it's going. Nice. Alright, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut here, and as soon as I have quite a bit more steel, I'll be back. I should be able just to steamroll it, so I might as well show you what I'm going to do here, and I can do all of that stuff off camera as well. Let's see, is there a good power line around here? Don't really want to tie it into any of these systems. Maybe I'll just drop it right there since there is a power line. If you recall, this is the rolling machine, and essentially all you have to do is put it in a 4 like this, and this will create the steel plates. And this is for the high pressure boiler tank, and this is requiring 2 plates per tank block. So quite a bit of steel required for this. So let me go ahead and create at least maybe 3 boiler tanks, and I will be back as soon as that's ready. Alright, I am back, and as you can see, I was just looking through the different recipes. I was able to create 24 of these high pressure tanks. I need 30, what is that, 32, I guess? So yeah, or 36. This is going to take a while. So I was trying to look at how to create some of these other types of steel, and one of them is actually refined iron. I was thinking that this was only Industrial Craft 2, but I started looking through the other recipes, and there is an Induction Smelter recipe, and that might actually be worthwhile. I was thinking about doing some thermal expansion in the near future, so why not now? So let me go ahead and create an Induction Smelter, and this is going to be fairly simple. I don't have all of the stuff. Should be fairly easy to get. Ooh, I thought I had more invar than that. How do I create invar? Surely I don't need... Okay, so there we go. Ferrous and iron. Let me go ahead and teach my AE system how to do this. So invar, ingot. I should be able to do that with 1 ferrous and 2 iron. Ferrous, 1 ferrous, and 2 iron. I believe that's what it was. 1, 2. Even though that was not the right recipe. There we go. So 1, 2, and I forgot the other ferrous. So let me go ahead and grab one of those guys, and this should allow me to at least create the invar that I need. Invar. Oh, come on. It's doing that thing again. Stop doing that. Alright. Need to figure out why it's doing that. Alright, so 3, I suppose. There's the pattern. So let me go ahead and craft that up. Put the pattern in one of these. I don't think it really matters. This one's actually in use, so I might actually put it in here. Let me go ahead and trade one of those guys out. This probably makes more sense to have the alloys for Ender IO in separate alloy furnaces because they are used probably at the same time. Why isn't that recipe coming up? That was for invar, right? 3 invar ingots. Yep. Invar. Stored and craftable. That's kind of bizarre. I even see it right here. Was it only... I am completely messed up on this. So let me take a look at this again. Invar is this one right here. That's 1 ferrous, 2 iron, give me 3 invar. So why isn't that working? This is on alloys only. This is on line. My pattern is right there. I don't know why that's not working. Oh, there it is. I'm not sure what happened there, but for some reason it didn't want to actually show up in my display here. Alright, there we go. So, Induction Smelter. So now I need one of these redstone reception coils, machine frame. I think I might already have the recipe for the machine frame basic. And that was mainly because I was creating those cyclic assemblers before. Alright, so I need power for this as well. For right now, I'm just going to put it right there. So in order to create the refined iron, it is going to be a combination of iron and coal dust. Iron and then coal. Pulverized coal, I think that's the same thing. Throw those guys in there, and this should actually be a lot faster than trying to use the blast furnace. So I did bring my coke oven from my old base because I was running out of the coal coke, so I went ahead and hooked that up. It's been producing the coal coke for me. I went ahead and put all of my steel items in here because apparently you can melt those back down into steel ingots, but this is excruciating slow. This actually might be the benefit here. I think this is going to work out really well for us if this will actually roll out. So let me just double check that this will roll out, and it looks like it will. Nice. So I should be able to get everything that I need pretty soon, actually. So let me see what I need. I'm going to go with a solid fuel boiler box. And I don't think there's any particular one for the high capacity or the high pressure. So let me go ahead and just create the normal ones. I need bricks. Don't have any bricks. What about clay? Got plenty of clay. So let me go ahead and throw some of that in the alloy smelter so that I can go ahead and create the bricks needed for the solid fuel. Not solid, but solid fuel boiler box. There we go. And I actually need 9 of these. And of course, I'm going to run out midway through. Let me go ahead and create the rest of my fire charges. This should be fairly simple. That should be enough. There we go. Let me just make sure that I have enough bricks coming in so I don't have to constantly redo the recipe for that. There we go. Almost done. Oops. A little bit too fast on that one. And again, not paying attention. So I actually need 2 more of these guys. There we go. And of course I messed up on the fire charge. I thought I had more than that. Fire charge. Bam. And then solid fuel. Bam. Alright, cool. So, I haven't shown you this, but I have actually created a brand new room right off of the main power room, and I am going to open this up right now. And you can see I created a fairly large room, and I am going to clear out all of these blocks, not on camera, but I'll clear them out, that way I can have a good view inside of here, because essentially this is where I'm going to put all of my additional turbines and my steam boilers. So let me go ahead and put that there, and you can see that this is going to work out pretty well. If I were to lay out another one here, you can see that the inside of this is a 7x7, so this will actually fit, could fit up to 4 steam boilers, but I think I only need 3 on each turbine in order to keep it with the steam. So let me go ahead and place these. I'll have to run upstairs and grab more of these, but you can see just by placing this, I create a little steam boiler. It's not the max size, and I do want to get to the max size, which is 4 blocks high. So let me go ahead and run upstairs. I should have enough refined iron now, which is awesome. Glad that I went ahead and looked at that. And there we go. Equally distribute. And oh, I guess I can convert those. There we go. I don't remember how many I actually needed. I wasn't paying attention. Let me just grab a couple more sets and I should be good. And the nice thing about the rolling machine, I probably mentioned it before, is that it equally distributes this around. So even if you have like one layer here, you can just put some here and it'll equally distribute it across the recipe there. There we go. That might be good enough. Let's go ahead and check. There we go. And I should be able to craft the rest of this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, just enough. Nice. Alright, so there we go. Bam. Now we have a full-sized max capacity on the high pressure boiler tank. And you can see that I outlined this with factory blocks. Pretty simple to create. It's essentially just some iron and stone, creates factory blocks, and with the chisel mod, you have the ability to chisel it into all of these different types of machine type blocks. And I thought having something like this would be good because this is really a high-tech area. So I'm using the fancy circuit block, and this will make it look kind of good in here, I think. There we go. A little bit too high on that one. So I do have to create the other one here, but I should have enough in here to actually start working on my actual turbine. So let me go ahead and lay out the size of turbine. This is going to be quite a bit larger than the other one that I created. This one's going to be a 9x9 or 7x7 internal by 16 tall, I believe. And that's the nice thing about these turbines from big reactors is the one that I did in there is horizontal, but these, you can also create these as vertical turbines. And that's exactly what I'm going to do right here. So I'm going to lay this out. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Woo! That was close. I didn't even measure that out. You can hear the lava upstairs on my little mini map. You can see that's the main entryway, and I was just lucky that this was nearly perfect size of a turbine area. And I made sure that I had enough space on the back, so if I need to actually increase this room, I should be able to, going backwards, basically add as many turbines as I need. I don't see myself actually needing that amount of RF, but I don't know exactly what I'm going to do later in the season. So I might actually need that power if I'm doing something crazy. So let me go ahead and lay the rest of this out. It's really no different than what I did in there. And let me go ahead and get a little bit more of the turbine or the boiler tanks going. At least the 2 more. And I will be right back. Alright guys, I am back, and as you can see, I went ahead and created the entire turbine. In here I have 7 layers of these turbine fan blades, and it's 3 on each side, so I guess that's, 84, I believe. And then I have 4 times 8, 32, 36, 37? Blocks of Indirium. I could change this out to Ludicrate later, but Indirium is definitely cheaper because I guess it was 2 of these blocks of Indirium to make a single Ludicrate block, which is crazy. But as you can see down below, I do have my 3 steam boilers, and these are the high pressure boilers. And if you recall, each one of these blocks emits 20 millibuckets of steam per tick. But unfortunately, we have hit that wrapping up point. Next episode, if you want to come back, what we are going to do is take what we currently have in regards to our wood farm. I went ahead and turned it on, so it is producing the wood. I may have to go check it since it's not being throttled right now. We'll have to make sure that we don't overrun on our wood. But what we're going to do is convert this into charcoal, and since these are solid fuel boiler box, fireboxes, we are basically going to drive these with charcoal. And we'll just have to see how that goes. I've tested this in a single player world. I think this will work out pretty well for me. I can't remember the exact RF that I'm going to get from this, but the whole point is that it's all self-contained, self-sufficient. All it needs is a tree farm in order to run, and we don't have to do a lot of mining for yellowite and stuff like that in order to produce power. So why don't you join me in the next episode whenever we go ahead and hook this all up, start the steam going, and see how much power we can produce. But I hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you could rate and comment down below, it'd be greatly appreciated. And also, if you like the series, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. But for now, this is goodbye.